Let me show you how to get endless portable power. Filming a lot requires me to recharge my batteries. Not just my camera batteries, but also my own batteries. Ever since I gave up my studio, I've been using the world as my studio. Sometimes for days at a time. One thing the studio had conveniently though was power. And as someone who has more batteries to charge than stacks in her bank account, I needed a lot of juice. And this is the Bluetti AC60P with the PV200 solar panels. It is a game changer, and honestly, I needed this years ago. I've seen camper builds with portable batteries and was like, wow, those are kind of big. But surprisingly, this battery was a lot smaller and lighter than I expected when I first unboxed it. Actually, it's around 20 pounds, which is lighter than my sandbags. Let me go show you. I'm gonna go get it real quick. Which is crazy. That sandbag is heavier at 25 pounds. I love that it has 2 AC ports here and actually 7 output ports in total, so you could charge a bunch of devices at the same time. I've never had solar panels. This has always been on my gear list of things to get. Oh, these are so nice and gorgeous. And finally, in the future, thank God. This is a 600 watt inverter with 504 watt hour capacity. It's an LFP battery with 3,000 plus life cycles at 80% and a 200 watt max solar input. There's rubber covers on all the ports because this is IP65 dustproof and waterproof. You shouldn't have water near your electronics, but just in case you splash it or whatever, it'll be okay. You can also wirelessly charge your phone right on top, so you don't have to look for different cables and plug that in. Boom. More about the ports, we have a 12 volt. I love that sound. 12 volt right here. We have 1 USB-C, 2 USB-A's, and like I mentioned earlier, 2 AC ports right here. And on the side, we have a way for you to expand the battery capacity by adding multiple batteries and daisy chaining them. This is also flat, so you could stack them up high if you have limited space. And there's also a light in the back with 3 different settings. Overall, the design is super high quality. Look at them ripples. And listen to them too. When the light hits it and there's nice shadow on it, it's just so visually stunning. I'm a visual person, so anything that looks pretty, I'm just like, yes, thank you for thinking of that. There's this rubber framing around the front and also the back near the corners, so just in case you scratch or anything, it's protected. The handle is super comfortable to hold. It also has this nice grip as well, and when you fold it down, it is flush with the rest of the battery. So who's this for? This is for people who are on the go, maybe you're off grid, or you don't have access to standard electrical to plug in lights, for instance, and you don't have Anton batteries. I remember when I shot in this old school vintage roller rink, we weren't allowed to plug any lights in. So this would have been super helpful during that shoot. Also, if you're just at home and the power goes out, you now have a backup. Features that I found most interesting, it's the fact that I could charge this via solar, and now I could bring my laptops and maybe bigger lights when I'm out. Usually I just bring an iPad and maybe like a 1-foot tube light, and that is it. Crazy how you could just harness the energy from the sun and convert it into electricity for your cameras and laptops and things. Science. Another nice feature is that it has a Bluetti app that you can connect via Bluetooth, and you can check the status of it. You can also switch on and off the DC and AC. Normally you'd have to push these buttons right here, and it's also satisfying to see little animations as the power is going out or going in when it's being charged. There's also dark mode, and also a nice little addition is that they added the weather and the wind speed on top. I love that. The display here shows your percentage of your battery and also how many hours you have left based on what you're charging and how much it's being pulled from there. So everything is super easy to read and understand. It's also got fans, but they're super quiet. But yeah, overall, the user experience of this is super easy for anyone to figure it out. Even our grandparents and parents can use this with no problem. So we went on a 4-day camping trip and I actually brought it at 50% capacity because I was testing it at home prior. And I was charging my laptop, 2 phones, 2 different camera batteries, a 4-foot light tube, a 1-foot light tube, and I only had to charge it to 100% with the solar on day 2, and that took about 3 to 4 hours. It was mostly sunny, but there were some scattered clouds here and there, and I never came close to running out of power by the end of the trip. It was amazing. So now that it's getting colder and most people kind of shut down for the camping outdoorsy things, I feel like I could now go winter camping and maybe plug in a mini heater, although that would use up a lot of energy, so maybe I'll just bring like an electric blanket and stay warm and keep on with the outdoorsy camping trips, because winter can't stop us now. We good. Charging, so there's 4 different ways to charge it. You can use AC, solar, car, or lead acid battery. With the 600 watt AC input, you can charge this from 0 to 80% in just 40 minutes. Super fast, I know. For solar, I tested it and it was recharging about 20% per hour with full sun on my 200 watt solar panels. Here's some examples of how much power it took based on certain types of camera gear. This is 16-inch M1 Max MacBook Pro. Here's the phone wireless charger versus if you just plug it in directly. Here's my 4-foot Nanlite PV tubes, charging an iPad, my Sony Z batteries, my microphone battery, 4 AA's. Here's it powering my Nanlite 60B at 100% and 50%. Normally, I don't know how much power these devices use because I just plug them into a wall. So it's super interesting to be conscious of how much power you're using based on the numbers on this display. Makes me want to save more energy now. Pros. The biggest pro is that I don't have to worry about dead batteries anymore. I could bring this literally anywhere. I could connect the solar panels and take advantage of free energy from the sun. This is why I moved to California. Bonus. That's why I pay so much for rent here. And it's not just for my camera batteries. I could bring lighting and laptops and, carry more gear and set it up, which is a whole nother problem in and of itself, but I can. When charging your phone wirelessly, don't leave it on too long because this area does get hot, so please be careful. This is something where you could just put your phone on for a little bit and take it off and then put it back on. Don't leave it on for hours at a time, which is something we did the first day when we were testing it. And the phone actually stopped charging because it said that it was overheating and just didn't charge anymore. So that's something to note. This portable battery and solar panel system is something I've been wanting for quite some time now, so thank you, universe, for letting this Bluetti collab happen. I'm so grateful for their products to allow me to go outside and make content and not have to worry about my battery life anymore. So if you film a lot or go camping or both like me, then this might be something that's useful to you too. Thanks for watching. You do you, fam. Done.